No, it's a little too far back.
A little too far back.
A little too far back there, Chief.
I want to kind of get myself set up so I can be comfy.
Thitchiated.
I move around too much.
Get yourself all thitchiated.
This good?
Yeah, hit again.
Checking.
Checking. Yeah, levels look good.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck I'm even talking about, but yeah, levels look great.
I don't even know what I'm talking about, but levels look great.
All right, I'm gonna hit the theme song and we can get into it.
My bad, bro. I gotta knock at the door.
That's all right. The theme song is going. So if you could just be quiet and let it play without any of our voices over it, that would be great.
I definitely will.
It's
I'll
just,
make sure I do that.
I appreciate that. It's really unprofessional when we talk through the theme song, you know, because I know people really want to hear it. They don't want to hear us talking. You know what I mean?
I suppose you got a point. I'll make sure I won't.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Welcome back to another long-awaited. I've been really excited about this one, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I wish I had something written down, but I don't.
It's all right, man. It's okay. Yeah. I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about this. So, what we're doing another media-based thing. We're kind of talking about the new Jumanji movie.
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, a lot. I mean, not that there's anything to really spoil. It's not. You're not watching this movie for the plot, folks. We all know that. Yeah. Let me just say right off the bat, big fan of the original Jumanji movie, and when I heard that they were making a sequel, I was immediately a little bit upset. Well, first of all, I was happy that they were not remaking it. That was good news to me. But the idea of it being a sequel, I was like, all right, sequels, I don't know. I had mixed...
I didn't know. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I had mixed feelings right off the rip. Like, as soon as, like, I think what happened was I came across the trailer, and I was like, what? Like, how did I not hear about this before the trailer's out? Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I only saw the trailer first. Mm-hmm. How did I not? I didn't hear about it beforehand, so I didn't even really. Didn't. When I saw the trailer, I was just like, dude, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
I was like, I'll definitely check that out, and I tried not to watch any other thing about it at all.
Yeah, I think I got halfway through the trailer, and I was like, Jack Black, I'm sold. The Rock, I'll take it. Kevin Hart, I like. Kevin Hart's not quite played out yet. Maybe not at this point he is, but when the movie hit theaters, he wasn't quite old news yet. I like Kevin Hart, but he's I can get a little tired of him sometimes. He's a very specific kind of human. You know, like Will Ferrell. You can take Will Ferrell like a big chunk of him like every.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know. Kevin Hart cracks me up, man.
He cracks me up too, but
I like his personality. I feel like Kevin Hart, that's his personality. The character he plays and the way he is his personality.
That's exactly my point, in that I think that because he's like everything that he acts in, he's typecast. Like if you go to see Kevin Hart stand up, you're going to see stand-up comedy. But if he's in a movie, he just gets typecast as himself.
Yeah, but
in
I don't
all
mind
the movies.
He's still really funny.
I don't mind.
He's not quite played out yet. You're saying? I guess.
Yeah, not quite. So, but the use of him in this movie, this was really cool. About, like I said, I have a lot to say about this movie.
Kevin Hart fucking rocks, bro.
He rocks. He rocks. I don't want to sound like I dislike him at all.
I honestly could just I'm almost upset with you that he even brought it up in that aspect, man. Because I don't even think about actors like that.
That's
I don't
fine.
even think about. Yeah, that's just funny. Like, what? He's fucking hilarious.
He is hilarious. Yeah,
but
you know what? 10 years ago, you and I would have the same conversation about Will Ferrell, and he's
15 years ago, I would still love to watch The Rock fucking rock bottom somebody, and I saw it in this movie. What? It was awesome, dude. Who cares? You can't. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he did. No, he did the elbow. Didn't he do the elbow?
No, he did.
What did he do?
He rock bottom somebody, dude.
I don't remember what that looks like. I don't know.
I
wouldn't have caught that. I wasn't.
As somebody that may enjoy wrestling and to have seen that movie, I bet you that person was pumped about that because he doesn't. He never really. He always does the eyebrow thing in movies and stuff like that. And I can't remember any other movie I've really seen him do it in. Maybe it has. You know what? There's probably going to be people saying, "Yeah, no, yeah." It was definitely, without a doubt, done.
So anyway, yeah. So rewind. So I saw the first time I heard about this, you and I both was the trailer. I think we probably both got halfway through it, signed up immediately. and I saw that the big plot device they were using is that instead of a board game, now it's a video game. I thought that was really neat because you immediately have access to some
evolution or something like that.
Right, but it immediately gives you access to some really cool plot devices. Yeah. Like the fact that you have you have actors in this movie that are playing a character who is another character, which is a very difficult thing to do, I assume. But the fact that it was these kids.
Did. Rewind to Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, right.
Dude playing a dude playing a
yeah. If you're curious about our thoughts on that, watch episode 19.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I thought that was a really cool thing to, immediately, like, Jack Black is playing this, like, prissy, like, high-maintenance high school girl in Jack Black's body, which I thought was amazing. The use of Kevin Hart as just a larger black man being played by a small black man, I thought was hilarious.
But how cool is that, though, if you think about it, too, with his personality? That is freaking funny, though, the way he was.
And the whole movie, they're calling him Fridge, which is hilarious. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great, man. And The Rock was just the skinny dude. I thought that didn't have as much entertainment value to me as the other two. And then, you have the awkward girl that's a super hot ass-kicking chick. But the Jack Black and the Kevin Hart, I think, as that plot device, I think the two of them really made the movie shine. I think it was really funny.
Awesome, dude.
It was hilarious, man. It was good. Overall, I enjoyed it.
Yes, absolutely. There were so many good parts in that movie.
Yeah, as far as the plot devices, the respawning thing, I thought was cool. I enjoyed that because in the first movie,
I'm almost pissed that you said something to me about.
I know you told me that, and I'm sorry about that.
Especially once I saw it, dude, too, and I was like, fuck. Because that's the thing, man, Jake. When I see a movie that I want to see, I try to watch absolutely nothing of it because lately, and you know me, man, I've always loved a lot of movies, dude. But there's just so much, man, that especially having a kid, man. I don't have much time. I don't pay attention to movies as much anymore because I'm not looking for something to do all the time. I used to go all the time. And, that was so cool, man. But I was so pissed that you did tell me. I was upset you told me. Yeah, because
as soon as the words came out of my mouth, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I enjoy figuring things out in movies, too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's nothing to figure out there, but it would have been a surprise when you're like, oh, what those? Oh, their lives on their arms. It's lives. But with that being said, I was a little disappointed they didn't utilize, like, the one-up thing like in video games, like getting an extra life or anything like that. I thought they could have utilized that.
Give your lives away.
Yeah, but that doesn't fucking happen in any video games ever.
Yeah, there's games like that, dude. Absolutely.
No, there's what game have you? I've
old school games, bro. Old school games
where you're multiple characters.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. There's two-player games that I've definitely seen that. I feel like I want to see.
You can give a life to somebody. Okay.
You can, people use each other's lives and stuff like that.
All right, that's
absolutely.
Fair.
Then that was definitely an old school game kind of thing. And especially if you think about the dashes on their arms, it was usually 3 lives up on the top of the screen.
Yeah, I got that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough. I take that
boxes, back. Dude, that popped up over.
That was cool. They called back to it.
Cake.
Yeah, right.
How's cake my weakness, man?
How is one of my weaknesses strength? How is strength the weakness? Please explain that to me. That was great, dude. I still don't quite know what that meant, but it was funny. It was funny just to hear him get upset about it.
Was strength.
How is strength one of my weaknesses? Yeah, that was really good. I did think, though, I did like seeing Jack Black play a girl, but he didn't seem to have the same attitude or mannerisms as the girl in the movie. I thought there was a bit of a disconnect there, but that's just nitpicking, I admit.
I don't think I definitely did not pay enough attention to that at all. I just paid attention to how funny his, like, dude, when he was trying I have to go pee. Can you like show me?
Oh, that was great. That was a cool plot device too.
Just stand there going, oh my God, like,
oh, this is great.
This is so easy. What do I do? You just point and you go.
Point and you go. And she's like, oh my God, this is amazing.
This is so much easier. Oh my God, this is so crazy.
Yeah, I realized I don't think I've ever seen that in a movie. That used before as like a plot thing. Where there's a female in a man's body and gets to like have a penis for the first time. I thought that was great, dude.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It was.
What else was there? Yeah, the respawning thing. Because I think in the original Jumanji, they didn't go into the game first of all.
They didn't go into the game.
All right, I'll get into that. I'll get into the problems later.
the problem.
The movie had some problems.
You were this prepared, man. I thought we were just going to be talking about regular stuff, not just. I didn't know this was going to be Jumanji episode.
I have a lot to say about this movie.
I can talk about Jumanji all day, dude. I can't. Well, let's see if I can.
Well, the episode's I already titled this episode Jumanji, so. Okay. Okay, so what else did I really like about it? The respawning. I wasn't so crazy about the fact that they fell from the sky when they respawned. I felt like it would have made a little more sense if they just appeared there again, but whatever. Yeah, again, nitpicking, not a big deal. They
used it in cool ways, though.
It became a plot device. Yeah.
That was they used it in cool ways.
That's fair.
That was cool.
What else did they use as far as video game type shit? It was the strengths and weaknesses. It's about all I can think of right now. But it had a lot of differences because obviously, like, they established that it takes place in the same universe as the original Jumanji movie because, like, he was living in a hut. The dude was living in a hut that Alan Parrish
lived in. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Who was Robin Williams' character in the original Jumanji. He built this hut, so automatically they're in the same place, right? The only other problem, though, is in this movie, they go into the game, whereas that doesn't. Only Alan Parrish goes into the game, and I think it depends on what you roll, actually. Because in the original Jumanji, Alan Parrish went into the game because he rolled Snake Eyes, right? I think he rolled Snake Eyes, and it pulled him in.
That was a certain, yeah. That was like a.
And then the kids never rolled that. They just rolled other shit that made other shit happen. They rolled other numbers that caused different things to come out of the game. Yeah. They did a lot better job with making like cool. Like poems and stuff like that, like the lore of Jumanji, when they had like stuff would come up and they would read it and it rhymed and shit like that, and it felt very eerie.
That's where this, well,
that was actually.
How about the dude that picks him up, man? Nigel.
Oh well, do you? You're talking about the hunter guy, the poacher dude?
No, I'm talking about in the new one, man. The dude that picks them up and he's just like.
Oh yeah, and he's a non-player character. Yeah, he's an NPC.
God, dude, I was cracking up.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh, that was fantastic. He did a really good job with that, too. The way he would just repeat. I can only imagine how hard it was for him to just, like, he did a good job with that, though.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But, yeah, so, like, there was no... I thought... I know, that was one of the things I really liked about the first one was that the things all came out. It was just cool that the whole movie took place in that giant house. And it was just... Well, most of it took place in the giant house. It went out into the world, too, but it was animals and crazy shit coming out of the game into the world. Yeah, and in this one they just get sucked into the jungle. The whole thing takes place in the jungle, so that's kind of a limiting. It was kind.
The whole game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was neat that they went into it. I guess because that was the only way they could use the avatar thing, so that was cool. I mean, I don't know. They're almost a different movie entirely when you really start to break it down. You know,
they definitely are. Yeah.
Like it's almost not even a sequel because the rules are totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, again, this was a comedy. The original one had funny parts, but it was more of like an action kind of... Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like an action, more of a... I mean, I guess this was kind of an action comedy, but this had more of a dramatic, like, dark feel, the original one. You know?
The original one definitely did.
It was darker.
No, the original one was much darker.
And one of the big beefs I have with the new one is that, like, you know, in the original one, like, one of the iconic scenes from the original Jumanji is Alan Parrish busting out of the game and finding the kids and going, "What year is it?" Like freaking out, like because he knows that he's been in that game a long fucking time. Yeah. And in this new one, they go and meet the dude, and he's like, "Well, yeah, a couple weeks gone by, whatever." And they're like, "No, dude, 20 years." And he's like, "Whoa, what?" Oh. Like, you really didn't feel that all that time went by? You thought it was like. And I don't know, it's weird because like
Jake, you know what? I didn't even think of that. You're absolutely right, dude. Yeah,
he had
Alan
no
Parrish
idea
knew what the deal was. He had the time to build all that stuff, and that guy was just chilling there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and like, I mean,
that's a really good point.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like we have no idea. Alan Parrish just went in and just was surviving in the jungle, whereas this guy had like an objective. You know what I mean? Which is another video game like thing. You know what I mean? I understand how they had to make it work.
You know what, dude? You could just look at him like, yeah, that's how the game evolved. The game evolved to be able to take people into it. The game evolved also to be electronically driven. The game evolved to have a thing that makes time go by.
I suppose, because you know what? At the end of the day, he didn't go into a different world. He went into a game. He went into the game.
He went into the game. Exactly.
So I guess in the original one, it's just like fucking survive. And in this one, you know, in the video game, there has to be a specific.
Alan Parrish was a part of the old game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you look at the title,
somebody's gonna sit there and think about it long enough, dude, that they're gonna just figure out some parallel universe crap, or you know what I mean? Well, you know,
maybe that's what I'm trying to do right now.
I didn't know that, dude. I was not prepared.
That's okay.
I'm not prepared.
That's all right. I'm prepared.
I'm eating dinner right here. That was my knock on the door.
It's the first time you have no notes?
Yeah. Well, I got a checkbook.
I
got a checkbook. I'm drinking water. 2 ZD dinner tickets.
Oh, man.
And my pistol.
And you got 1911?
Yep.
By your side?
11 platform. No. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so as far as other problems I had with it, that they fucked up the time travel thing, dude. I'll break it down for you. I can see your gears turning. I will break it down for you.
No. What are you talking about? What time travel?
In the original movie, okay?
Are we talking about him being there for 22 years and him knowing?
No. Hold on. I will explain. In the original movie, Alan Parrish gets sucked into the game. He's sitting there with the girl. He gets sucked into the game. The girl's traumatized. 25 years goes by. These other little kids find the game, start playing it. Alan Parrish comes out of the game having aged. They beat the game or whatever by sending him back in time to when he disappeared. And it undoes the entire movie's plot, basically, right? He goes back to the moment he disappeared. He and the girl now remember.
The game up, tied up.
But they go back to that point and remember their whole lives up until when that happened. So they lived 26 years twice.
Twice.
Right? And then they meet the kids, and the kids don't know anything about the game because it never happened. But they remember it in their mind.
They remember it. They remember all that. So when they first see the kids at the Christmas party.
Right. They're like, no!
They're like
yeah, because their parents want to go to something, and they're like, no! Because that's when it happened, and the parents, you know, whatever. Okay, so in this movie, in Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, the kid disappears into the game, right? Is in the game for 20 years. And then these high school kids find it, go into the game, and send him back. At the end of the movie, they send him back, right? And he lives his whole life regular again for the next 20 years and then meets the kids, and they're all like, hey, Jumanji guy? And he's like, Jumanji kids. And, like, that's the whole – like, they remember each other, and it doesn't undo anything. All it does is undo the fact that he disappeared. How would the kids have found the game? If he never disappeared, then the kids have no purpose – in the game now because the dude's not in the game because he never disappeared into the game in the first place.
All right, dude. I just wanted to watch The Rock throw some shit, dude. I thought that's what we were going to be talking about was action scenes and shit, dude. Not parallel universes, man.
But all right, so don't even try to figure out what I said. Just think about the fact that in the one of them,
I don't understand what you said. I get what you said, but it didn't even cross my mind. That whole part of this movie, dude, didn't even fucking cross my mind.
Well, it crossed my mind multiple times.
Yours. Yeah, you've been digging a hole, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I'm a little upset about it.
You got a sharp pickaxe out and you're fucking chopping away at stuff. I wasn't even know you were looking for.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just have beef with the way that they
no,
handle
because
the time
you do.
travel.
You're right. You have a point, and I didn't even think about it. And you know, it is pretty cool. But I do like that part though. That when the kid saw him and he was like, "Hey, you must be Fridge."
Right. Exactly.
Like, it was. Yeah, you're right. I didn't. Think
that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
He wouldn't remember it because it didn't happen.
Yeah, but they started the game.
Or he would have remembered it.
Different time. Alan Parrish and that other girl started the game, and it was only. Oh yeah, but the fourth other people joined.
The two kids,
right.
yeah.
Yes,
the other two kids, yeah.
Yep. You're absolutely.
So
right.
I mean, I guess
kind of null and void half of it.
But something that does reconcile my beefs and the what I would call plot holes is that if you don't really call this a sequel, you just call it Jumanji from another angle, basically. Because it's not Jumanji 2, it's just Jumanji subtitle. So I guess technically you can just call it another approach to it, and they just the fact they even use the name Alan Parrish just means that it's just an Easter egg to the other movie, basically.
Yeah. Yep, that's it, dude. It's
I guess.
know, dude. It's a movie about children that get sucked into a board game.
I know, but are there rules or are there not rules? The whole time they're acting like there are these rules, but the rules don't make any sense.
There are no rules. There are no rules other than the specific ones entitled or needed to be used to complete the game and by not cheating.
Dude,
otherwise you're going to turn into a monkey boy.
Oh man, there really should have been a monkey boy. There should have been a monkey boy in this.
Oh, dude, that would have been great. One of the best fourth wall breaks, though.
With who? What do you mean?
With that character in the first one, dude. When he went to go get the axe, well, the shed downstairs in the shed, there's an axe. And he goes and grabs the axe, and he's trying to get into the shed. Mm-hmm. The locks on the shed.
So and he's got the.
And all of a sudden, he's like, fourth wall break. Dude.
Does he look into the camera?
He looks. That little kid looks right into the camera.
Oh man!
It's a great fourth wall break. That's probably one of my favorite fourth wall breaks.
Oh man, there's not a lot of them.
No,
it's a tough thing to use in a good way.
Deadpool nailed it.
Yeah, but that's what Deadpool is. That's the whole lore of the Deadpool characters, that he's able to break the fourth wall. Like, he's that powerful of a mutant. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of these similar problems. You and I both just got done watching the Harry Potter series all over again, coincidentally.
I haven't finished it.
Oh, you haven't?
No, dude, I actually did not finish the very last movie yet.
I have a lot of problems with Harry Potter in general. Well, I think mainly the movies.
Matt, this is like the time I was telling you Stewie was bitching because he didn't think the scene where the guy was sliding underneath the fucking robot alien and shooting up underneath with a grenade launcher, bro. It's a fucking movie, man.
That's fine. That's fine.
You got to watch that shit for what it's for. Don't you know what I mean? You're
yeah, but listen. if you're gonna put in the movie, in the script of the movie, and you're gonna start telling me rules about the universe, and then you go and break those rules, that's when I start to have a problem. If you don't talk about the rules and shit just happens, I'm good. But if you start saying, like, you have to learn how to use these spells with your wand and you're in school to do this, and a whole plot of the movie is way before that, the dude doesn't even need to use a wand or say any spells to do magic, whoa, it all falls apart. That whole movie, 50% of the time, somebody's using a wand and saying a spell. The other 50% of the time, they're just swinging their wand and doing the exact same spells without saying anything.
Yeah, that's because they got that powerful.
Yeah, but then
the whole thing is the plot. But Jake,
dude, they're like
15. They're children learning up through high school. They're children learning up through high school.
I understand, but they're doing the same thing in like even the adults, even the teachers. It's split between them saying things and them not saying things. And sometimes people do magic without even having a wand at all.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's different types of magic, and it's different types of, if you're you get better and better and better at things that you've been doing your entire life as you go through life.
I understand, but if that's the case, then why do the other people, why does Voldemort even need a wand if he's the most powerful?
He likes it for theatrics. He likes it because
a whole big plot of that movie is him trying to find the Elder Wand and use it to harness his magic. Like,
that's right. I thought he had the Elder. I don't remember it, dude. Now I don't know. I can't remember all of it. Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just have a weird obsession with rules in movies. Like I said, if you don't try to tell me about the rules and shit just happens, we're fine. I have no problems. But as soon as you start talking about rules and then immediately go and break those rules, what the fuck? How did that even happen? That's too many cooks in the kitchen making that movie, as far as I'm concerned. Because somebody felt that those were important to establish those rules, and somebody else got their hands on it and said, no, we need to do this because it's better for blah, 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 or whatever, and didn't reconcile the two.
It's a valid point. Yeah,
you're
right.
With that being said, I did enjoy watching the Harry Potter movies. I did enjoy Jumanji, but I'm just looking for plot holes and shit, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's weird, too, because...
We went down a road. First off, I didn't know it was going to be 100% Jumanji tonight. Second off, you said the shit about Kevin Hart, dude. You lost me as soon as you said that shit about Kevin Hart, man. You go fuck yourself.
You go fuck yourself. Don't drop that mic. You just got it.
Honestly, it was... Yeah. I just... I usually, nowadays, dude, when I'm excited about a movie, I sit down and I try to just enjoy it.
I try to, man.
Did you
I
watch
really
it
do.
multiple times?
Jumanji?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Harry Potter movies I've seen multiple times.
I've seen multiple times, yeah.
At least the first 3 or 4 of them I've seen a bunch of times each.
Yeah.
I know the first 3 I've probably seen 3 or 4 times each, and I don't know why. Because I know for sure I don't recall ever making a conscious decision to watch them other than the first time I saw them. And then I'm watching them and I'm like, I know every single moment of this movie. And I know part of it's because I read the books as well. But I was like, I knew everything that was happening.
I definitely saw Goblet of Fire more than anything.
Did you? I think I've only seen that one twice. I've seen them all twice now, but I think Goblet of Fire I've only seen twice and past that. But the first
Prisoner of Azkaban, I think I've probably seen the least.
I've probably seen that one the most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why, I don't know. I can't remember. Like, other than this one instance of watching through all of them, I've never been like, you know what, though? Probably a couple of years ago, I think me and Jessica did have another thing where we were like, let's just watch some Harry Potter movies. And she had them on DVD.
They are good, man. They're so good.
You have HBO? Oh, yeah, you have HBO, right? That's where you watched them, too?
HBO Go, yeah.
Westworld comes back this month.
Yeah, that was a great show, man. That was such a good show.
I'll tell you what, though. Oh, spoiler alerts on this, by the way. You're caught up on it, right? You've seen them all?
Yes. Yeah.
I know. As soon as I watched the first episode,
I knew that shit was going to happen.
I was like, Anthony Hopkins is not making out of the season. They do not. There's no way there's no way they have the budget to bring him in for season 2. There's no way. He's got to be so expensive to get for a
negativity, dude. I'm thinking about it that way.
I'm not trying to be negative. I just understand how this shit works. They have a limited budget for these shows, and I'm sure they dumped 25% of that entire budget into paying Anthony Hopkins for that fucking to be on every episode for that whole fucking season.
He played that part really good too.
Dude, I watched a breakdown by the Nerd Writer, I think. Did you ever watch the Nerd Writer on YouTube? It's a really good video by him about the acting brilliance of Anthony Hopkins. And it breaks down the scene when he's sitting there talking to the
robot.
No, he's talking to the lady. They're sitting there having they're having like a couple glasses of wine, and you can see in the background like there's people like there's like farmers and shit, and he's telling her about you came here to the park when you were a kid and you sat in the same table, and he's just showing her like, I built this world, I am God, and the guy breaks down everything that you see in his eyes, the way he like totally is that character saying those things and living the reality that he's talking about in that moment of acting, and it's fucking amazing. But it was like when he's talking to her and she didn't even realize that everybody around her was a robot. I think she didn't really realize it, and he does something. He like says some code word, and everything freezes, and she's like, what the fuck? And she's like the director of the park, and that took her by surprise. And he's like, yeah, bitch, this is my world.
I don't remember that scene, man.
Oh, I'll send you the video, dude.
Yeah, send me that. Send me that,
killed
please,
it, dude.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
Every actor in that, every actor on Westworld is amazing.
They were fantastic, dude.
Because they have to act like the robots, dude.
Yeah. No,
season 2 is going to be
fantastic show, man.
It's going to be chaos.
And there's going to be, and this is the thing too, dude. Is I like I said, Jake. When I know something's coming back, that I try not to watch previews for. I watched trailers one time, maybe two.
Did you watch
but
the
I don't
teaser?
like to watch it twice.
Did you watch the teaser for season 2 for Westworld?
Yeah, I think I did.
I did not.
Yeah, I think I watched it one time.
I
watched it one time. Well, you know what it is with teasers, dude. You'll see a split second,
and you're like,
but that one split second, dude, isn't until like fucking episode 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Shows, you know what I mean? So your brain kind of remembers it, but you're not going to remember it by the time you get to that point.
Yeah, or it's not in any context, so you can't. There's nothing to figure out in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show. You know what I was just talking about this morning is watching Walking Dead. I completely stopped watching that show.
Everyone did.
They did, huh?
Everybody I talked to that used to watch that show, they're like, I don't like it anymore. It's no good. It's trash.
You know, I'm so happy I stopped watching. I was literally sitting there and I'm like, this ship is sinking.
All the beef that people had about that show, I think I watched the first episode and I was like, this is not good. Why would you do any of this? Why are these people making these decisions this way? It doesn't make any, like, isn't the point to survive? Like, why are you so concerned about this one thing way the fuck over there and it's surrounded by zombies? You have the whole fucking, like, don't go over there. Do not go over there. And then, I'm not speaking from personal experience because I haven't watched the show that much, but the big beef that I hear is that, like, for the first couple seasons, the zombies are a real threat. And then you get to like season 8 and 9, and they're just like
people.
shoving them out of the way.
Yep.
Zombies are like not even an issue anymore. It's just about the interpersonal shit between the people.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing I can say about that is any show by season 8 or 9 is just about the fucking characters. It's not about the other plot anymore. It's because you're so invested in the characters.
In the characters themselves. Yeah.
And they start playing with your emotions about what happens to them and shit like that.
That's why I like miniseries.
Dude, BBC does it right.
BBC
does it right, dude. You can
do
give me 4 episodes and I'm good. 4 episodes.
What was the one
done.
that I was watching though and I totally stopped watching? Godless. Godless. I just started watching that show. That's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, dude. It's called Godless. I have to finish watching that.
Wait, is that the Western one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that's so good. What is that like? It's like 8 episodes, I think.
8 episodes, maybe.
And I think that's it. It's done. One and done.
It's done. Yep. And I'm pissed I didn't finish watching it, dude, because I watched it and I liked it.
Dude, Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels playing that villain.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
Dude, I haven't seen him in anything in a while, and he does that well, man. That's a really good show, Godless. I'm probably gonna watch that again.
But no, I've always liked miniseries, man.
They're better.
I watch a lot of documentaries lately.
I don't watch documentaries anymore. You know what? I have a bit of a beef lately with like negative shit. Kind of fucks with me.
I don't want to watch.
Lately.
No, well, that's the thing is that it has to be.
And most documentaries,
positive.
Yeah, most documentaries I come across that I even end up being interested in are about some like crazy shit that I can't let into my world right now.
Yeah. No, you don't need any of that.
I'm like very anxiety prone lately, so I can't like.
Yeah.
I'm like even careful.
No, I don't like it either, dude. It's the same thing, man. I was saying it to Lauren because I can't remember what we were watching about. That's the thing. I don't want to deal with the drama anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with any of the drama. If I'm gonna watch something, I want to laugh or I want to see action-packed stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thin plot lines, dude. I don't need, you know what I mean? A lot of, especially because it's like normally when I actually am able to sit down, dude, I fall asleep within an hour. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know what though? I have a job now that I can watch things while I'm working.
Yeah.
And it's just one of my part-time jobs, and I've binge watched like a couple series already, just in like a couple of days, which is pretty cool. I'm watching that show right now. I'm almost done with season 2, the Frankenstein Chronicles. Have you seen that on Netflix? It's got Sean Bean. You're Sean Bean, right?
Sheen Bean? Or it should be Sean Bond.
Sean Bond. Yeah, right?
Sheen Bean or Sean Bond, bro?
Yeah.
Pick one, bro.
One or the other.
I don't know
can't
what
be
to
both.
tell you, dude. You can't
pronounce it both ways.
I don't watch it. Nope. Am I right?
Anyway, so you know who I'm talking about.
Sheen Bean.
Main character. Plays a cop in like 1827 London.
Yeah.
If you're not already intrigued by 1827 London.
I already thought to myself, I'm in.
Yep. Sean Bean, 1827 London, plays a police officer.
Dies within the first 20 minutes, season's over. Best fucking miniseries ever.
Yep, exactly. A lot of dragons. No, but it's cool because it's called the Frankenstein Chronicles, and it is kind of like the Frankenstein monster, but it's not.
Okay.
Like the whole thing takes, like, I guess the book where the Frankenstein monster was introduced, I think is actually a plot device in the book. Like somebody wrote that book in like the early 1800s, and there's surgeons that are like doing weird shit, and he's like investigating it, and there's all these plot lines that kind of intermingle and shit. It's really cool. He's great in it. And the first season's only 6 episodes, and I'm on season 2, and it's good. I'm really enjoying it. But I have to say, I'm really not trying to pick it apart like some other stuff I watch, and I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why I'm not like look.
Because you want to like it.
Maybe. Well, yeah, but I
you're ready to not like something, bro. You just go. Blah, blah, blah.
But you're acting like the shit I'm talking about is stuff I didn't like. It's a stuff I do enjoy. I can enjoy something and tear it to shreds at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. You know what show we watched? Me and Lauren was a good miniseries. Was on the line of Frankenstein. Was Penny Dreadful.
I haven't seen that.
That was on Netflix, bro. That was really good too. That was a good show.
That is a couple seasons,
we enjoyed
doesn't it?
Hmm?
Is that a couple seasons?
2 seasons. I think it was 2 seasons.
Is it over? Is it done or is it?
Yeah, beginning, middle, end, dude.
No shit.
That was it. Yeah,
that's cool.
2 seasons done, and they did. Yeah, dude, that was one of those. That was a really good show, dude. But that was a dramatic show.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I remember there were times in that show where I was just like, oh my god, it was intense. That was an intense show. I really enjoyed that show.
Like Breaking Bad intense?
No, like deep emotional intensities,
like
stuff
Breaking
like
Bad.
that. The characters were playing what?
Like Breaking Bad.
Oh, I don't remember. I stopped watching Breaking Bad too.
You didn't finish it?
Nope. Two and a half seasons in. I think I got to the third episode of the fucking second season. I was just like, nope.
Wow.
I don't like stuff that perpetuates that. I don't think that a show like that, I don't think is a good show because it glorifies fucking drug sales, dude, and horrible fucking drugs.
No, it doesn't. It
Wow.
talks about how awful your life becomes when you go down that road. That's the whole point of that show. The whole point of that show is this guy
that took how many seasons to explain?
What Breaking Bad did was it took somebody that you really like are rooting for and turned them into like the ultimate villain by the end. And it happens in this very slow way that even at the end you're realizing you're still rooting for him even though he's like for sure the villain, and you are like disliking people who are just victims, and it like fucks with your own mind by the time you're at like seasons 5 or whatever it ended, 5 or 6 of the show. Yeah. Where you're like, who do I even like? Who do I want to succeed in the show? I don't even fucking know anymore. And the main character himself gets to a point where he's just like, he just starts going off of this momentum of this like power trip that he's on. But the whole time he's justifying he's trying to like do things for his family, and like, it's crazy, dude. It does not glorify drugs and selling of drugs at all. It is exactly the opposite.
Okay, well, anyway, so now you just pretty much explained the whole thing to me. Now that's good because I'm happy I didn't watch it.
That's
now
fine.
I'm happy I stopped, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? Like, I don't know, dude. I probably knew subconsciously it wasn't going to end well. Where the fuck is this going to go?
Yeah, no, it definitely does
not. About a guy selling meth, dude. Where's it going to go? You know what I mean? Like, that was the thing too.
That is it, but it's more about the struggle that he goes through of continuing to try and justify the decisions he's making, and the ripple effect it has. It's wild, dude.
Gotta be way deeper. Everybody I talked to loved it.
Yeah, you're in a very small subset.
Like, negative things to say about it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I started watching it and I was into season, I think I got like 2-3 episodes into the second season. I was just like, this isn't a show for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just wasn't my type of show. I just knew it wasn't going to be. And I've seen tons of clips and scenes and stuff like that, and random places, going over someone's house and seeing in the background and watching. You know what I mean? So it's like I've caught enough of it where I'm like,
Breaking Bad's the kind of show where anything out of context is worthless. If you didn't watch it from the very first moment of the series, then nothing. It's all meaningless.
Yeah. And I still didn't care, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know.
Yeah, maybe one day you'll be bored enough that maybe
someday.
You'll,
you never know. It was a phenomenal show. Freaking
yeah, I mean
everybody loved it.
The thing about the show is it's like one of those things where like it or not, you have to understand that it was a game changer. That Breaking Bad showed up and people were like, "Oh shit, like the bar is raised for TV now. The bar is raised for series and television shows. Yeah. Movies are not the only game in town for really pulling shit off with crazy character development and stuff like that. It's like, you know, because
TVs are way better than movies. That TV is really way better than movies, dude. But
it started with Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is like it or not,
costs way more than TV.
Like I don't like the Beatles, but I understand that they broke a lot of new ground for a musical, the musical artists and music in general. They did a lot of things that, quote unquote, weren't allowed or whatever. People didn't treat artists like that until the Beatles came around and shit like that. I respect them for that. Do not like their music.
You don't like any?
It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't give me that feeling. You know what I mean? I understand.
No, I don't get feelings like that off of music.
No, you don't. That's true. You're not a music guy.
I don't. No.
But all right. So there's like a thing that like, if you're a music person, there's like a feeling.
That's not a music guy that doesn't. Yeah, right. Doesn't give me that feeling. Their library of work.
Yeah.
Is absolutely astounding. There's got to be at least one that does it for you.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't care to find out. Just like you don't care to find out whether or not you might actually like Breaking Bad, I don't care to go through the Beatles library and find out if I actually like it.
There's one in there, I'll guarantee it.
I fully believe you. And the cat it took the cat this long to show up. I'm a little surprised by that. Hold on, I took my headphones out. Fuck. Yeah, usually he's over here in a couple minutes.
He's usually there right away.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. But
nice.
Yeah, so new Jumanji was good.
The new Jumanji was phenomenal.
Overall, I give it a 7. 7 out of 10.
7. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I would agree with you completely. Fair. Yep. I think that's a very fair rating. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was family friendly.
Yeah. It was a PG-13, basic right?
plot lines.
Yeah. It's, Yep. They squeezed
still a little bit creepy.
They squeezed a love story in there.
Squeezed a love story in there. Dude,
why not?
Every movie.
Yeah.
Some kind of interest.
Yeah. There's just I guess it's just what? Just a subset of the population they have to feel like they have to satisfy. I don't know.
Well, it's I don't know. No.
It didn't add anything to the plot.
Yeah, it did. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know.
Totally formulated their relationship.
I may or may not have fallen asleep briefly during the movie.
What? You've got to be kidding me.
For like 2 minutes.
This balls to the wall about all this crap. You just tore this movie apart, started right off the rip on Kevin Hart. Instantaneously. Then you're starting to get pissed about time travel. Now you're telling me that probably one of the best parts of that movie was the two of them coming. I thought that was really cute, dude. That was awesome.
Oh, shut up. That's not the part you enjoyed the most. You're just trying to be.
No, it definitely wasn't, dude. It was Kevin Hart.
Trying to be a contrarian.
Ruined that already.
Yeah, I think I might have fallen asleep for like 2 minutes, like right in the middle of the movie.
It was definitely in there. It was worth the part.
Oh my God, stop it, Cat, please. He likes to rub his face directly on the microphone.
Yeah.
The worst place.
Oh yeah, just.
Yep. Kind of get his scent glands like right behind the mouth. Yeah. He likes to just. This is my microphone.
What was the other part I wanted to fucking tell you about?
In Jumanji?
Remember. Yeah, there's a certain part that I was like, I had to bring up.
Question.
I didn't.
If Robin Williams was still alive, he for sure would have made a cameo in that movie, right? Somehow.
Oh, I bet you they would have definitely offered it to him.
Somehow.
Without a doubt.
He would.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily in the Jumanji world, but maybe in like the background of a classroom, or maybe he would have been the principal or something like that. Or no, I guess you couldn't do that because he played a character. I don't know. They would have done something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the only nod they even gave to him was like Alan Parrish was here or whatever the fuck it said on the the hut. I don't know. Dude, I miss him, man.
Now I'm gonna be thinking about is whether or not like what the hell? Why didn't they tie in the time travel thing? Why did I let Jake?
Because they didn't care enough. It wasn't. Yeah. Because it made for a happier ending for them to go Jumanji guy. Oh, Jumanji kids. You know, like it made for a happier. Made for a happier ending for them to have that moment of like, oh, you saved me. Yeah, we saved you. Hey, well, good luck with your kids and your, you know, whatever.
You're right, dude. You don't need any shows that are going to give you negativity, dude. Oh, man, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no, it was definitely a great movie, man. I really enjoyed it.
Did you see, I think Robin Williams' last role before he died was that movie World's Greatest Dad? You ever watch that?
No.
I think it's on Netflix.
It's a movie?
Yep.
Okay.
The plot of the movie is, first of all, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. And he makes weird as fuck movies these days.
Yeah, dude. Did you see Willow Creek?
No, I want to, though. It's like a horror Sasquatch movie, right? Was it good?
Fucking movie was intense.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? Like, I watched that movie and I was just like, what the fuck? But it's...
I'll watch it. But yeah, so...
Nothing. I don't want to say nothing.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. But yeah, so he directed and wrote this movie starring Robin Williams, who plays... a single father, I think a divorced father, of this kid who is a fucking asshole. Wow, when did my camera zoom out so far?
I think it's because I just changed my view.
Why would that affect my end?
I don't know, but
when
it
the
just
fuck
did
that happen? I gotta figure out how to fix this. Anyway.
Now you just zoom back in.
I'm fucking encoding overload. What is happening? I don't know. No, I didn't zoom back in.
All right.
Anyway, so the plot of this movie is this guy has this son who's an asshole, cannot relate to his son at all. His son fucking hates him. But Robin Williams plays a failed writer. So, he starts out like he's writing these like books. Nobody, no publishers pick them up. Whatever. He's like really depressed about it. His kid's like a total piece of shit, bully at school, treats his dad like shit, and his dad's a total pushover. So he just takes it. He takes all the abuse from his son. And what happens is, and he's a teacher. I think he's like an English teacher at the school that the kid goes to. So everybody knows him as this pushover teacher. The kid, whatever. The kid accidentally kills himself due to autoerotic asphyxiation. So he accidentally hangs himself in the closet while he's jerking off. And the father finds him like that.
Get the fuck out of here.
So the father finds him like that, decides to mess with the scene of the death and make it look like a suicide, and writes a fake suicide note so the kid won't be embarrassed. So he won't have this embarrassing death.
Tell me this dude doesn't end up getting in trouble.
No, he gets famous because people find the suicide note, and because he's a writer, he writes this really eloquent, heartfelt suicide note, and people are like, oh my God, this piece of shit kid was actually just like a tortured soul. He was really just so troubled and blah, blah, blah. And the father ends up doing like this national tour talking about this kid and how the kid was what ends up happening is people find the suicide note, think that, oh my God, this kid had this beautiful writer inside him all the time, and so the father continues to write shit that he's finding of his sons that the son wrote. I'm doing air quotes, but actually he's writing all of it, passing it off as his son's hidden works, and does a national tour talking about his son and who his son really was and blah, blah, blah. So he becomes famous by proxy of his suicided son.
That's really wild.
Really wild. And the whole time, it's all he ever wanted was to be famous. Like, he's going on Oprah and shit. And all he ever wanted to be was a famous writer. And now he's using his dead son as his vehicle to become famous himself. And I think at the end of the movie, he gets found out. And for some reason, the movie ends with full Robin Williams, full frontal nudity, skinny dipping in the school pool. Super weird movie, dude. Super weird.
Bro.
Yeah, super weird. But yeah, he gets found out at the end of the movie, and because of course he does. And he somehow deals with that by jumping into the school pool naked from the high dive or something. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the last movie Robin Williams made before he killed himself.
Shouldn't have fucking told me this.
Super weird, right?
Oh, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is way worse than the time thing in fucking Jumanji, my brain, dude. What the fuck?
I watched the movie.
You better talk to me for another hour now, bro. I gotta get that shit covered up.
But, dude, like, the whole time watching this movie, I'm like, this movie is fucked up, man.
See, dude. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, bro. I don't know why you told me.
I didn't make the movie.
I understand you didn't make the movie, dude, but you saw the movie. You realized it was so fucked up. I got all excited thinking it was going to be a good, positive thing. And this, dude.
I never indicated that. You assumed that.
Oh, manatee. Yes, I know I did, but I didn't know you were about to tell me the whole plot line of the entire movie either.
Well, you're not going to watch it.
Literally going to be like, hey, did you see the last Robin Williams movie? It's on Netflix called blah, blah, blah. Best dad ever.
Well, there's a reason you've never heard of it.
Yeah. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Super
weird,
what movie
dude. I got to see again is The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Oh fuck!
That movie.
That was Heath Ledger's last movie. You know what? I think I may or may not have watched that movie
with
tripping balls.
Oh no! Right. Really?
I think I watched that movie on like a good amount of acid.
Saw that movie together. That's even better though. That would be an unbelievable movie to watch like that.
On acid.
I never do that shit.
I know.
Again, dude. I really don't think I would. But that is almost a movie I wish was there when I was doing that.
You know what other movies I watched on acid? Yes. Tron Legacy.
Yeah, I saw Cirque du Soleil on acid.
Bro, I know. Well, what? Maybe we'll have. Maybe we'll have.
That might as well been every fucking trippy movie you've ever seen on acid.
Dude.
In one, dude.
Well, do you know the scene? Do you know the scene in Tron Legacy where the kid gets sucked into the computer and gets all pixelated?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. No, yeah.
Dude, imagine some
you know
rainbow trails with that going on.
How about freaking Doctor Strange, dude? That scene when she first whacks him, dude.
I gotta watch that.
He just spirals into oblivion, dude. You didn't see that movie?
That movie itself kind of made me feel like I was tripping.
That movie was nuts, dude.
Yeah, it was dope.
That was a nutsy movie. Mm-hmm. That's an unbelievable fucking slice of pie.
I can't wait for him to come back in Avengers Infinity Wars, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be great.
Yep. Yeah, dude.
But yeah. What else did I watch? I watched Sucker Punch, Tripping Balls. You ever watch Sucker Punch?
I don't think I did. Remind me of it.
It's not a great movie, but I couldn't even wrap my head around it when I was tripping, because the whole idea of the movie is that there's a girl who I think is in an orphanage and is being like
she's fighting. Yes, I did.
She's coping with the fact she's being abused by playing a superhero in her head or something.
Yes,
and I'm watching that movie like,
movie, dude.
This was me for the whole movie. What?
Yes.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
huh?
right.
What?
That was a crazy movie.
Bro.
I do remember seeing that. She had like the white hair. Her hair was like white in the action scenes.
Dude, and the movie ended, and when you find out that she's in an orphanage the whole time, I was like,
ugh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was a messed up movie. You know where my brain just went though?
What?
The Strawberry River.
The Strawberry River. You're a Sasquatch too, JP.
You're a Sasquatch too, JP.
Oh, never gets old. When I was writing the description for the last podcast, I had to pull that clip up and just laughed out loud by myself. It was amazing.
Make sure you send me that other clip.
Yes.
You remember what it was? Yeah. Get it, Jake. Ready?
I'll think of it.
What is it? Come on, ready?
Fuck. I can't remember.
Anthony Hopkins in Westworld.
Oh, right. It's a video. Yes. It's not a clip. It's a video about the clip.
Oh.
It's an analysis of the clip.
Oh, no. I just want you to send me the clip.
No, you should watch. It's only like a 7-minute video. It's not real long.
No.
Okay.
Because then I'm never going to be able to watch the scene again. That's all I'm going to think about is that guy talking about the scene.
You're not going to watch it again.
What, the Westworld?
Yeah.
Yeah, your valid point. Go ahead.
You're not going to watch Westworld again.
Send me the clip.
I tried to. I can't do it. I got like one episode in and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
No, not doing this again.
I'll remember the important stuff. Or I won't. Yeah. Fine.
Or I won't. Fine. It doesn't matter. Yep.
Don't care that much. Okay. It's like, yeah, it's 2 years in between the new season of Game of Thrones. Am I going to rewatch it?
No. We did. I did. I've seen it twice.
Did you?
I've seen the whole thing twice. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't watch the newest season. I didn't watch again.
Yeah, because it's probably still pretty fresh.
Exactly. Yeah, it's still pretty fresh. But we got pretty much up to it. No, you know what? We watched the entire thing again before the new season.
Okay.
The season I didn't watch again. We watched all the way up to it again.
I'm perfectly fine with it ending with this next season. Totally cool with
Absolutely, 100%.
It needs to. I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this is the thing, is because a story like that needs to have an end. If you do what you're doing in The Walking Dead and all of a sudden you just start you can't do something
just go
like
forever.
A story like that, it'll go forever and it's going to turn into shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to give a fuck about the characters
Game of Thrones
anymore.
arguably already is kind of shitty. They've kind of already passed the point where it's been really, really good. Now it's like, all right, because never did up until the last couple of seasons have I watched that show and been like, I don't know about that. Like a show full of crazy, fantastical magic, dragons and shit. At this point, I'm like, how did you get that far that fast? Or like, Raven was real, like you covered a lot of ground real quick, you know? Or like, what? Okay, he resurrected the dragon. Is it an ice-breathing dragon? Like, I don't. What's going on here? Is it dead? Is it alive? How can it be killed?
Magic, dude.
I know, but it's like, I don't know.
I never felt shooting the grenade launcher up at the fucking Decepticon.
But my point is that I never felt the need to nitpick that show until the point where it departed from the books, and now I'm like, oh, it's time to wrap this up.
Oh, you read the books too?
I read some of the books.
To the books. Didn't you listen?
I listened to most of the books. I got to I think like the 4th one, and I was like, I'm bored out of my fucking mind. Can't do it.
I got you.
I need to see Annihilation too. I need to watch that movie.
Yeah, I heard that one was. Yeah, that was the one you were.
Yeah, you and I talked about it last time. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to check that out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I gotta get geared up for Game of Thrones now. Now I feel like I should watch that.
Yeah, you still got like 10 months. You still got like 10 months until it fucking comes back.
Yeah, I can watch the entire thing again.
Twice.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I can't think of any other movies either that recently that I've been wanting to see. Like, I'm literally waiting for Infinity War. That's it.
I do kind of want to see The Shape of Water.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out.
Because I was intrigued by that.
The new Star Wars.
Yeah, I know we talked about that. I want to see The Shape of Water just because I thought it looked cool when I initially saw the trailer way back. I don't really give a shit about Academy Award, whatever.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer too, but I was waiting for Hellboy to come around the corner.
Yeah, right?
It's totally Abe Sapien, dude. It's like the same fucking guy.
It's exactly. It's fucking Abe Sapien.
Did you guys literally repaint the suit?
Yeah, right.
Like you literally.
Well, I saw the trailer and I'm like, Hellboy? Another Hellboy? And I'm like,
exactly.
Wait a minute. I would know if there was going to be another Hellboy.
Yeah.
And then it's not Hellboy, and I'm like, well, that character is from Hellboy.
Yeah, that's
and it
definitely Abe Sapien.
Like he even eats eggs.
Definitely,
like,
and if one, he's like, maybe he was like the second to last. Is this the one? This is the one that laid the eggs that made Abe Sapien? Like,
yeah.
Because it wasn't it back in. It was a while.
Yeah, it takes place in like the 50s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I do want to see it. Yeah. Still haven't watched Split.
Oh,
I'll probably do that this week or this coming week at work.
Let's talk about that movie.
Yeah.
This week. I should actually watch that movie.
Well,
again.
I won't. I probably won't. I'll probably watch it Monday.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it Monday. Or maybe this weekend.
Try to watch that. I should try to watch that again because that was an intense movie.
Do you think that's a sober movie or like maybe
That's a sober movie.
Sober movie. Okay.
Sober movie. Pay attention to that movie.
Okay.
I'll get you.
I mean, because
I thought so.
Well, here's the thing: is like my
I wouldn't drink. You're talking about getting a little stoned.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Yeah,
stoned,
I would. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say no. Get stoned.
Okay. No,
sometimes when you're stoned, it can turn you in a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
yeah.
what I mean, yeah.
If I'm sitting down to watch a movie and I smoke a little bit, I'm like,
yeah. You're toned in. You're tuned.
Yeah,
right
I'm
in.
tuned in, but I'm usually more critical of movies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you think it can hold
That's
up,
because you're more tuned in. You're paying
Right,
attention
yeah,
to more stuff.
right.
You're looking at those subtle details that you don't even realize you're looking
Right,
at. And
exactly.
You know what I mean, your brain's constantly turning.
True.
Yeah, Split. That was a good one. I'm trying to think of even other movies that I've just thrown on recently, because I've been throwing movies on recently.
Yeah.
I
really want to rewatch. I really want to rewatch Castaway. I'm due for a rewatch.
Recently. I hadn't seen that movie. I just recently watched Castaway.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Pretty good.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Top 5 for me.
Really?
Top 5.
Oh wow! I don't think that made it in the fucking top.
Would you like me to explain?
Huh?
Would you like me to explain what I think?
I
I don't have to, but I'm saying if you're curious why I think it's top 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe top 5 Tom Hanks movies. Like I'll give you that. Definitely top 5 Tom Hanks main character star. But definitely after Money.
Definitely top 5 Deserted Island Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah.
Definitely top 5 plane involved Tom Hanks movies.
And I haven't even seen Sully, so.
Sully was good. Sully was a good movie.
Lauren said she really liked it.
I just put that movie on a whim one day and really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So Castaway. The reason I really like that movie is because I think it just hits all the major, like I couldn't really put it into, I guess it's a drama, right? But it has a lot of different elements within it. And there's so many relatable moments that are in the movie, like visceral human experience moments. Like when he builds when he finally gets the fire going, when he hunts, when he starts catching food for himself, when he gets over that wave, when he gets, over so many. There's so many like parts of the movie where you're like with him. You know what I mean? Like you're with him, which I guess it's the only option because he's literally the only character in the movie for like 75% of it. But I just feel like I feel so attached to his emotions in the movie. And then so it's like this woman is his driving force, the reason he wants to survive, and he finally gets back, and she's fucking with somebody else. And they even have that moment in the rain where they kiss, and it's like, yes, of course I still love you, but like I have a fucking family now, and like you were fucking gone, dude. You were dead. Like,
how long was he gone for?
4 years. 4 years, I'm pretty sure he was gone for. And she has like a 2-year-old or something like that, and like a husband and like a home and a whole different life now. And he's like, but yeah, dude, that's exactly. And it's after that happens after you feel that that empathetic triumph with him, where he gets over the wave and gets found and he gets back to land and he gets interviewed and he's back in his life and he's like, yeah, that's cool, I'm back, but like I gotta see my wife, I gotta get my wife, and he finally gets to her and she's like, nah, I'm good, dude, I'm all set, like I got this, I got another thing now, I'm good. And he's like,
pick up the fucking phone and call her.
Well, I think
you don't ask around. I mean, what do you?
I think he knew, but he needed to like see her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he found out, but he needed to like go see her and like get closure at least. And she was like, but he doesn't even get closure.
My brain completely blocked all that out.
Dude, oh my God, that movie.
I don't. Yeah.
It's just so heavy. It's such like the movie's so full of moments that you feel so good and so bad, and it's all there, dude. And it's and I think it just does it at just the right pace, you know. The moment when he has to realize he has to knock his own tooth out with the rock and the fucking ice skate, dude. Like, he's like, finally works up the balls to do it.
I feel like I need to watch that. I may have fallen asleep for a little bit during.
Touche, my friend.
I think that's definitely like I'm like.
Touche. Well, it's like a 3-hour movie, so I'll give you a pass on that.
Yeah, there's definitely good. Yeah.
I think it's pretty fucking long if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, top 5 movies for me, because like it's like a go-to. And I haven't had a sick day in years, but it's like a go-to sick day movie for me, because it's just
I would
like
pass right out. I don't get sick days, dude. Even when I'm home on a sick day, dude, I got my kid. That means my kid's home with me.
You had to go and knock up your wife. So.
Well, you know what, Jake? I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Because now that's one of the things that I notice a lot more too, is what that feeling you get.
Yeah.
Like you talk about, like that feel you get from music. That happens with me with movies a lot. Like weird little subtle things where it's like I can feel that person's emotion.
Yeah.
And it's
speaking of which, dude, just go watch the new fucking Star Wars movie, please.
Yeah, you still haven't seen it, or you did?
No, I did see it, and I told you that it like made me 100% sure that I'm like a fucking movie dude. Like,
oh, that's right.
Remember, like I have such a I'm curious to watch it again though, to see how, like, if I still have that feeling. This cat is blocking my light right now. Whatever. I guess it's fine. But yeah, dude, watch it, because I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I thought it was great. That was a wonderful movie.
That's one of those movies too, man. I gotta watch that uninterrupted, alone.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm watching Star Wars. I'm shutting my phone off.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's the thing that pisses me off. That's right. We did talk about this, because I'm pissed that I didn't fucking see it in the theater. Because you would have your phone off. You're uninterrupted. You're watching a movie right now. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that's really awesome about
I think
going to the theater.
I never thought about that, but I think that is one of the reasons I really like seeing movies in a theater.
You don't think
because
anything about taking a piss, dude. When you go to the movies, dude, I'm pissing first.
Pissing first, not pausing it.
Drinking a lot of water.
Yeah, there's no way anything else is happening, because you have no, like, that's what's happening.
Yes, exactly.
Because like I'm at home, it's like the movie's gonna get paused. The cat's gonna fucking meow. The dog has to go out. Whatever. Something's gonna happen. If I have to piss, I'm just gonna get up and piss and pause the movie.
Yep.
You know.
Exactly. I agree.
But if I paid $13 or what the fuck ever.
Yep. And I got these cool ass glasses on, man. And Iron Man's supposed to be flying right at me, dude.
Right at me. I haven't been going for the 3D movies like a whole lot lately. I feel like I'm kind of
neutral to the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm neutral to it. I don't feel like only like a couple times have I felt like it actually added to the experience.
Yeah, it's not. Well, this is the thing, dude. It's not that pop out anymore.
It depends, because what some people do is they'll make a movie and then they'll adapt it to 3D. But if the movie's shot in 3D and it's their intention the whole time, those are the better ones. Like in Avatar, when the original Avatar came out,
fucking
I say the original as if there's a sequel yet. Fucking 10 years later.
Dude, that scene when dude.
Well, like the scene where he goes to the thing and there's like the glowy like seed things falling down, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. That
was great.
The scene when I remember sitting in my seat watching the scene when she brings him up for the first time to flying those animals.
I don't remember. I only saw it once.
And he's walking along the tree and he looks down. I remember getting vertigo. I was like,
oh, that's cool.
Whoa, yeah, it was really cool, man. I was like, that was an awesome feeling.
Has James?
This movie's amazing.
What has James Cameron done since Avatar? Do you know off the top of your head?
Goes to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, dude.
Movie-wise, has he made any movies since then?
No idea. No clue. Probably. He's probably made dozens.
Dozens. Didn't he do one of those space movies that all came out at the same time? Did he do Gravity? Who was Gravity?
I don't know.
Did you see Gravity? I thought that was a good movie.
Did not. Sandra Bullock did not see Gravity.
Yeah, it was pretty good. George Clooney. I enjoyed it.
Interstellar was my space movie around that time.
Interstellar is a space movie, but I think it's a lot more than that.
It's way more than that.
Yeah. I like that movie a lot.
For those who are not watching, it's a space movie.
Yeah.
Space movie, air quotes.
Air quotes, space movie.
Air quotes, space movie.
It's a movie about love, man. It's a movie about love. All right.
Buy this Lincoln Continental.
I gotta talk to my daughter through the books.
Yeah, right. That was crazy.
The Morse code.
Tell me you heard that.
I think we caught that on the fart cam. Fart mic. The fart mic.
Fart mic.
That was a super serial first right there, folks.
Boom.
First
breaking
ever
barriers.
Just breaking down walls here, folks.
Breaking barriers. Double ummed. We just double ummed, bro.
Yeah, I think it's wrap up time.
It's wrap up time.
Wrap it up. Double um.
Rapping it. Rapping.
Rapping.
Rap.
In my socks, rapping. In my shoe, got on my jeans.
Oh, dude, I didn't really.
Do you know what that's from?
Wrap it up. I didn't mean rapping.
You don't know what that's from? You know what I'm referencing?
Rapping. I meant wrap it up, dude.
Hannibal Buress. The gibberish rap. He does a fake rap song, and like part of his, he used to do this fake rap song in his stand-up act. He put on the sick beat, like rapping. I'm rapping in my shoes, rapping. Got on my jeans, degrees. Put on deodorant. Like, it's this whole bullshit. Like, it's all doesn't make any fucking sense. You should look it up.
Burris is hilarious.
He's great, dude. You ever listen to his podcast?
No.
Oh, listen to it, dude.
My buddy told me, gotta listen. He was, dude. I remember when it started, and this kid was telling me, he was like, Joe. He was like, dude, you gotta.
The Handsome Rambler, dude. It's hilarious. He doesn't give a fuck about anything, dude. To him telling stories about shit that happens in his life, especially now that he's like rich and famous. People just be like, people try to give him shit. He's just like, fuck you, get away from me. And they're like, but, and he's like, I don't need to deal with you, go away. Like, he doesn't give a fuck, dude. It's the best. And the coolest part is he never gave a fuck, but now he actually has like fuck you money.
He has fuck you money,
dude. He's the best.
That's fucking funny, man.
He's the best. Anyway, let's wrap this up. This was wonderful. Thanks for listening. And we'll catch all you chumps next time.
Bye.
Peace.